Fixxx on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
All right, it's time to break down these hot topics. Kim Porter, rest in peace once again. I just can't believe this even happened. I was in pure shock. I was actually in class when I got the news. But according to authorities and police reports, she was trying to make a call and she ended up suffering from cardiac arrest. And they say that she was also suffering from pneumonia. So I think that is very, very devastating. And I can only imagine what she's going through right now. I know she's the mother of P. Diddy's 3 children. And she also had a child with I'll Be Sure, you know, an icon in the music game. And she's of course in our prayers. She's definitely in my prayers, and I send my prayers to P. Diddy's family because I can only imagine.
Yeah, I'll Be Sure is Quincy's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. Like she was only 47?
47 years old.
47. Like that's something
Very
that
young.
you don't even think of. So Stevie's actually not gonna be coming on the show today. He's in a meeting. So what we're going to do for these hot topics, we're going to have my cousin, Isaiah, who usually does, you know, he built the website, he built the app, you know what I'm saying? He's the mastermind behind the scenes, and he's actually hella comedy. So we're going to have him actually talk about the hot topics with us. So what are your thoughts on her passing and, you know, how it's affecting their family?
Man, like a death that untimely is sad, you know, like family or I'm sorry, if you're a celebrity or not. So it's sad, period. You know what I mean? What sucks more than that is that like their family is going to have to relive it a million times because it's going to be in every magazine, on every post,
Instagram.
everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right before
It's
the holidays,
everywhere.
too.
Right before the holidays.
And sometimes I think that people think because someone's rich or famous that they don't hurt, but like in a case like this, your mom has died, and in a time I'm sure her kids wouldn't be in solitude. They're being like hit up for like pics and interviews and stuff. Man, it sucks. I feel terrible, man. It's sad.
And then, you know, it was a trip too. There were no reports of her being sick, so it just came out of nowhere. Like, you know, she passed.
Yeah.
You know, usually when somebody's sick, you know, everybody's doing, oh, pray for this person. You know, they're going through whatever. But this was just like, I just got an alert.
Right.
She passed. I was like, damn, I didn't even know she was sick or nothing. You
Right.
know? So that's crazy.
Right? Because like when what's your name died, Winehouse.
Yeah,
I kind of expected it.
Oh yeah, Amy Crackhouse. Yeah.
Right. I hate to say it.
She's off.
So like as soon as I heard it happen, I was like, oh man,
Waste
all right.
of talent, man.
A waste of talent, but I saw it coming, but this was completely left field, man.
Yeah, because you know, from everything I'm reading, like, it seemed like she was cool. I mean, and for Puffy, I mean, to have, you know, somebody you co-parent with that's still supportive, not bringing, you know, drama that is out in the forefront. I'm sure she wasn't innocent. But, I mean, that's like a blessing, dude. That's like something every man would want to have. And, you know, she had, like, a bunch of beautiful kids.
Right.
And talented kids. So that just sucks, man.
Yeah, man.
But shit.
Yeah, I can only, you know, just keep praying for them. And I personally, like, I can only imagine what they're going through, like I said, just because of, like, just imagine all these comments. You know, I wouldn't even want to be on social media at all at this point.
I don't think they've posted
They
in
haven't.
the last couple of days.
They haven't
I don't think
posted.
so.
I wouldn't, honestly, I would go on like a 2-week cleanse,
probably-
maybe even longer
I
than
probably
that.
wouldn't post till 2019.
Real
Right?
talk.
Yeah.
I wouldn't post to 2019. But
Yeah.
like we said, we want to send our prayers out to them and just make sure that, you know, that they're over there healing. And I hope that they get through it.
Yeah.
But other than that, we're going to hop into some real culture drama right now. We got 6ix9ine who fired his entire team. Did you all watch his post when he would have like 12 security guards and he's in the middle dancing and just acting crazy, acting like a fool?
I saw him on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And he kind of explained why he fired him, and I don't think he's wrong. I mean, they were putting him in a position to where they were trying to use him. And, you know, they were pretty much were saying, like, if you don't do X, Y, and Z for us, we're going to give people your mom's address, have people pull up on your mom. And then they're sitting up here, you know, booking shows he didn't know about, pocketing money.
Tons of money.
Tons of money. I think, he was supposed to get $100,000 a show, and it was only coming out to like $60,000.
Yeah.
So it's like 40 you missing out on. I'll be hot.
Yeah.
I'll be really
That's
hot.
crazy.
But I wonder, does that include Treyway? Is he still rocking with Treyway?
He explained that there is no such a thing as a Treyway. He said he just made that up when he was on the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Oh,
So, yeah.
That sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me.
I mean, it's hip hop, man. This shit all fake.
Man,
You know
look
I'm
what 50 Cent did with Get the Strap. It was nothing, and somebody still bought it.
saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, because he even said on his on the interview that you got men out here really mad about this dude with rainbow hair. He makes fun of people for being mad at him. He thinks it's funny. Like, that's why everything he's doing, even though he does act out, is so strategic, and I can't even be mad at him.
I just wonder how long it's gonna last.
I was thinking that same thing. Like, you can't walk around telling people I'm untouchable. You're only testing fate,
Like,
guy.
think of one rapper in the game that's had that mentality of saying they're untouchable. They've all been touched. All of them. I mean, from Pop
Exactly.
to fucking Triple X.
Yep.
I mean, everybody, I mean, I don't want to see nothing happen to nobody, but anybody could be touched.
Right?
I mean, the only people I feel are untouchable are the ones that keep to themselves
Mm-hmm.
and focus on their craft, and they got like tight ass security, like Jay-Z. He
Right.
ain't beefing with nobody, but he got some tight ass security.
Tight
Like,
ass.
you ain't running up on him. You probably can't even get to the places he be at.
Right?
He could be here right now and then be in fucking France. You know what I'm saying? This evening and shit. So, I mean,
That's that Barack Obama type security
yeah,
shit.
like for real. But 6ix9ine, man, I mean, he gotta realize, dude, when you talking all that shit and you got like Mayweather level security, you look stupid. Like, regardless,
Exactly.
you look
That's
dumb,
how I
dude.
feel. That's how I feel. I'm like, how
Yeah.
you talking all this mess, but you over here, you got hella dudes protecting
Yeah.
you. Protecting you
these
makes it look like
is-
you're
these
not with
niggas
it.
is so big, it look like he walking around with walls around him and shit. Like, you can't even see that nigga walking with him, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
He looked like a little midget compared to them. Real talk.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, him saying that he's the hottest artist in the game. I wouldn't say that.
I think he said in New York. He said that he was the hottest artist. He's like in the game, period?
Yes.
Come
This
on, my
guy.
guy.
He be flip flopping. He be saying the game, then it say in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, but
You
the
know
thing,
what?
He says,
Yeah.
I quote, I'm the hottest artist in America.
Jesus.
My rate right now for shows is $100,000. Nothing under $100,000.
The fact that you have to tell people how much you make lets me know that you're not the hardest,
artist.
right?
and
Like,
then the fact that you causing all these issues and you losing shows.
Right.
It shows you're not the smartest artist. You know what I'm saying? It's not about being the hottest, it's about being the smartest. If you
Right.
smart, you shut the fuck up. You do your thing and get these checks. Because all that tough guy shit at the end of the day is corny. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because the toughest niggas out there, they ain't bragging about being tough. You just know by the actions that they show. We all know that nigga's a fucking clown, dude. Just make your little money and shut the
And
fuck
keep it
up.
budget.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Keep
Like,
it
if he
budget.
came on the show, I tell him the same thing. Nigga, make your shit and shut up. Like, nobody
But you
cares.
really...
Yeah, I would. Like, that's one thing that bothers me. Like, when he goes on the Breakfast Club, it's like they ass kissing because they're so happy he's there for the interview. That's what fucks radio up. Your job is to keep your foot on the neck of these artists to push these motherfuckers to cut the bullshit. It's not to sit up here and be like, oh, we're so thankful you're here. Our ratings are going to be up. Who gives a fuck?
I think the
Tell
only
that nigga the real shit because I guarantee you when they in their inner circles, they're saying their true feelings.
Yep.
And, I mean, it's just a trip, dude. It's some Matrix type shit. You know what I'm saying?
I think the only person that holds him to the fire is Charlemagne,
he used to.
right? He was a little softer on him this time, but he still was like,
He's toned it down a grip the last couple of
He
years.
has.
A grip.
He's gotten
But that's
real
because, though, that's
corporate.
because he's had a lot of things coming out about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Not
think
a lot,
I think it's
but
the,
like a few.
It's the money is what's
it's
doing
the,
it.
I
He's
think
got
it's the book deals, the Rock
checks.
Nation. He part of Rock Nation on the low.
Yeah.
he got to
it's-
deal with HBO.
Yeah, like he treading thin water.
He's
you
just
know what
trying
I'm
to
saying?
keep
like,
getting paid.
He trying to get them checks.
He's
Right.
trying to stay
But he's
afloat.
smart. Like you take him. He had that certain mentality of talking shit. He didn't give a fuck who it was. But when he got the checks, he checked himself and toned it down to keep the money coming.
Which is smart.
6ix9ine, all right, nigga, you got the attention. Focus on the music, get the checks. This nigga it seemed like he like attention more than the checks.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you get buried, niggas don't give a fuck if, oh, that nigga was hard. Yeah, he hard and 6 feet deep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Suge Knight was hard at one point. Where he at now?
Jail.
Jail. He ain't coming out. So all that hard shit don't mean nothing. And at the end of the day, people gonna be like, this nigga had one of the top record labels with all
Everybody,
top artists,
legends.
the best producers, and now this nigga's locked up. There's nothing to show from Death Row.
Nope.
Y'all niggas got a small ass booth at Complex Con. That shit hurts me, dude.
I know.
That Death Row should be a staple like Def Jam or
Huge.
something. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it should
saying?
be huge.
That shit's crazy. But what's next? What's next?
But we're gonna go back to Charlamagne.
Okay.
Designer
Okay.
got up, went to Instagram and was like, I don't appreciate Charlamagne and DJ Envy talking about his voice. He basically said he'll slap the crap out of him, basically, if he hears him say one more thing about his voice. But honestly, I think he got a funny voice myself.
But then he
in his
apologized like a couple hours later.
But then, yeah, exactly,
You see what I'm saying?
because their station is doing something for children with mental illnesses.
Oh yeah, the charity choice for charity or some shit like
Yes.
that.
Yeah. So it's just funny though. I mean, because Designer, I was expecting him to last a little longer. Like, what happened to Kanye representing him? What happened with that? I really want to know what happened with that whole
Does
little...
anybody really want to be rapped by Kanye right now?
Yeah, for real.
No.
Man.
There are people.
My thing
You'll
is
be
like
surprised.
my thing is like this. If you're gonna
Yeah,
slap
that's true.
somebody, why are you announcing it? Play the cool role, show up to the show, slap them, let that shit go viral.
Right?
You know what I'm
It-
saying?
it trips
Your
me out.
album sales going to increase,
Right?
all that shit.
It trips me
Don't
out.
announce it. I'm gonna slap
I'ma
this
slap
nigga.
you. I'ma
Because
slap
you know
you.
they're gonna be like, you're not coming down here because you're gonna slap this nigga. Like,
However, just show up.
yeah, like, come on, dude. And your voice do sound fucked up. Period.
That's like,
Like, and your shit sounds stupid. Like, I don't understand half the shit this nigga said.
except for Panda.
That shit.
And the entire
I-
song.
No credit for that. That was years ago. That shit's over.
Yeah.
and done with.
That was playing for too long.
That nigga's an extra on Black Ink. That's what he is now. Designer was an extra on Black Ink.
Oh,
You're
damn.
lying.
Like a month ago.
Are you serious?
Yes, Black Ink, New York. That nigga was on there, got a fucked up tattoo. And that was that.
It's not a real
You know what I'm
rap
saying?
until he's on Dancing with the Stars. Then you know. Then you know it's over.
But
Yeah.
have they even... Do they allow rappers on Dancing with the Stars?
Do you dance?
I don't know. I don't think they have that.
If there's a
think they have
producer
that.
from Dancing with
I
the
seen
Stars, we'd
Mayweather.
like to know.
I've seen Mayweather on that shit. I've
That's
never seen a
different,
rapper,
though.
though.
See, that would be hot. They need to do
That'd be
something.
too much ammo for a diss record. That'd be
Too
way too much.
Yeah.
See, that,
Shit on them
that's why
motherfuckers.
that'd be hot. But see, there's other hot people pulling up in this music game. We got Chris Wu. He's a Chinese recording artist. And it's really hard, being ethnic or just being outside of America and just trying to make it into the U.S. charts. But he's made songs with Travis Scott, and he has a song with Rich the Kid called Coop. And I was listening to his music, and he's kind of cool. Like, he can rock with the little, American get down. I'm feeling him.
Yeah.
But it's cool because he's Chinese and he's like the first to do it. There's no Chinese rappers out here really
I mean,
representing.
there was
her.
some in the past, but they just
Yeah.
didn't get hot. Like Jin, remember Jin? He was on. He won like the not Power 106. What's the other the show that used to come on BET back in the day with Old Boy and the girl? They were the hosts. It started out with Free and AJ.
Oh, 106 in Park.
106 in Park.
Yeah.
Remember they used to have the battles every Friday?
What?
Yeah.
That's
And
my thing.
Jin won that, and then
Fruits Out Fridays.
and he tried to do his career, and it didn't go the way he wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
there's been like Asian descent rappers. They just never became hot. So that is dope that this dude you talking about might
I-
be the first one.
Right?
The
How do you
Yao
all
Ming of
think he might
hip-hop.
do, right? How do you
Yeah.
all think the Young Ming? I'm weak. How do you all think he might do in this rap game?
I
Do you
gotta
think
hear
we'll
his
eat him
stuff
out?
first.
I would say just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Because soon you start trying to be like everybody else, that's the first thing I'll say. Oh, this nigga trying to sound like da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. And, whoever like you, they like you. And whoever don't, fuck them.
You know what I'm not digging, though? I'm not digging Mariah Carey trying to come back. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't dig it.
Man.
She needs
I
to
mean-
stop. Stop.
Why
If
think
you
she
hear
need to
this
stop?
right now,
Why you need to-
STOP.
Why you think she need to stop?
And her record, her album's called Caution.
Yeah, caution, this shit might sound fucked
Exactly. Exactly. Stop.
up. Like, for real, for real.
For real. Why do I think she needs to stop? Have you heard her live? Within
Nah,
like the
I
past
heard
2 to
that.
3 years?
Was it,
oh my
Was it this
gosh.
past New Year's Eve when she fucked up, or
Oh,
was it 2 years
man.
ago?
I
I
think
think
that
it
was
was
2
2
years
years
ago.
ago. That was
Time be flying.
real bad.
Time be
Real
hella
bad.
flying, man. That's crazy.
I don't even know if I want to continue to talk about that topic.
I'm cool. I don't like her attitude, man.
Right? Like, no, and she's got nothing to prove. Like, you've done everything. You've done it all.
And I think they put her on a pedestal for too long.
A bunch of
Way
albums. You
too
married
long.
Nick
She
Cannon.
look-
You got
to me,
cute
she
kids.
look basic. She's always looked basic to me.
Nah,
I don't think
dog.
she's like Nothing special, dude.
And-
She looked like the type that you go above and beyond to get the draws, and then when you get them, she just be whack as fuck, and you be like, why did I jump through all these hurdles to fuck this lame ass bitch? That's what she seemed like, dude. Like, I'm dead ass, dude.
Let's
That's what
ask
she
Nick
seemed
Cannon.
like.
No, I know, right? Let's talk to Nick, because I feel like Nick Cannon probably felt the same way. Like,
I feel
she was
like
probably
Nick Cannon
tripping.
need to get off his pedestal and come down here and show some love, some
Right.
Dago love. Like I've been showing Dago love. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you get a bitch's name tattooed on your back, nigga. Come down here to my show. Nigga.
Let's get it together, Nick.
Shit.
Wait, is he from Dago? He's from San
Yeah.
Diego?
Yeah, apparently, yeah, he is when he want to be.
What? See, I would have
When
never
you wanna
known
be.
that. What's up with Dago, yo? Y'all, don't nobody want to rep you
That's
out.
messed up.
What's really going on, though?
That's a whole nother topic.
Hey, but did you all hear about the film called The Hate You Give?
I know I've seen the previews about it.
Well, for those that don't know, The Hate You Give is a movie about gun violence with black men. And this movie in particular, I need to go see it myself, but it is sending a very strong message. It has very good reviews. And this upcoming singer named Arlissa, she's from London. She's the one who has music playing in the background, acoustics and everything, and she's really hot. Like, her voice, her cadence, her clarity, like, it's all really good. And I dig it because it's not really no good R&B nowadays. But what trips me out, I feel like people in America can't come out with R&B, but people from overseas, like London, is always like the main hot spot for people who want to be R&B singers. And then they're always popping from London, but here it's like, we don't want that. We want that.
There's too many R&B artists trying to be rappers.
Yeah.
I think R. Kelly fucked that up, man. Like, you know, R. Kelly's talented when it comes to music. All that other shit outside of music, I'm not even gonna get into that. But I feel like he tried too hard to look like a rapper, and then he started flowing on top of singing. Then he just completely deserted the singing to just be like a, you know, half-ass rapper. You know, and I don't know. I feel like he fucked that shit up, man.
So do you feel like artists, whether they're actors, models, dancers, or whatever, they should stay in their lane for the most part and like be able to dibble and dabble out of their lane once in a while?
I think artists shouldn't restrict themselves to one lane, period. I think that's the whole point of being an artist, is to show your art, is to try new stuff. You know, and you know, if they're all just doing that one thing, you know what I'm saying? I think that it gets boring after a while. You got to reinvent yourself. I feel like that's why some of the older artists, they fade out, because they've stuck to that one thing and they didn't reinvent themselves. Like Jay-Z again, he reinvents himself over and over, you know.
Yeah.
He had the solo act for so long, it started getting old. So he had to incorporate that with his wife, and it made him more of a global star, because she is a bigger star than him, but he was smart enough to know, I got to make albums with her to become a bigger star.
Yeah.
Because if he'd have just remained just the rapper, I think it would have been kind of like boring as fuck.
So you really feel like if Jay-Z didn't decide to, you know, work with Beyonce and all that, he wouldn't even be where he is right
I
now?
don't think niggas would trip off of him that much, especially with the way people like certain stuff in the game now. I don't think nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, see, I was never really a big Jay-Z fan. Like, honestly,
Blasphemy.
I just recently like started actually listening to him. I was all right, this is kind of cool. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of rock with this. But then I think especially once he started making music with Kanye back then I really wasn't messing with him.
Yeah.
And then he, you know, got with Beyonce. I'm like, all right, man, I guess
I don't really
can give you a chance.
I don't really like they music together. that
I don't
much.
either.
Like some
It's
shit is cool,
cool,
but after
yeah.
a while, it's like, all right.
We get it.
The last album
Yeah.
they did, I got to be honest, just sound like dope beats over freestyles in the studio.
Yeah.
Right? But Jay by himself, you can't say he's kind of cool. Jay is the greatest rapper that's ever been. I'm sorry. You may not like him,
I need
but
to do
just
more
go
studying
back
then. I
and
need to
check his
reevaluate.
catalog.
Who do you feel is the greatest rapper of all time then?
I honestly, I can't even answer that question. I
Okay.
really don't even know who's the greatest rapper of all time. But I know there's some good rappers. But I wouldn't even, the rappers that I think are good, I still wouldn't even give them like all time.
But
you
which
know?
rappers do you think are good in the game right now?
Right now,
If you had to pick three, that way it's not so much pressure to pick one.
I'll say Joyner Lucas, I think, is one of the hottest. I'll say with true substance and like content, like
it's all your choice. It's not what you feel people would think.
no, not what I don't care what people think. I'm just saying, like, you mean off of like true substance and content.
Like you can listen to these 3 rappers all the time and never get bored with the shit.
But see, I can't even answer that because I don't even like I like rap, but I couldn't even listen to rap all day. That's not something I could do.
Okay.
I need a little rhythm. I need a little soul. You know, I need a little,
Yeah.
Get the shoulders moving or something, the hips moving, or I don't know. But
for me, it would have to be E40.
All right.
I feel like I've been listening to E40 since I was in elementary school. Like that says a lot.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck?
But
Like,
what
I'm
if you
35.
What if you just listen to some whack niggas? What if you just listen to
I
some?
don't know. I mean, I'm 35. This nigga been doing this shit since elementary.
That's a
Like,
long time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And all his shit is hard. And then when I pick my top rappers, I never pick like Biggie and Pop because I feel like they don't even count. Like they're just always gonna be top.
Yeah.
I would definitely say Jay-Z is another one. And then I would say my third, to be honest with you, is Nipsey Hussle. I think Nipsey Hussle is a dope rapper. I think he stands for something that means a lot, and he's a dope businessman, and he actually ain't out here faking.
You know what? I'm gonna finish my list. You know,
Okay.
I'll say Joyner Lucas, and then I'll say a true rapper. Of course, I love Drake. Do I consider him a rapper? I kind of consider him a rapper and an R&B artist at the same time. And then I'll choose maybe like J. Cole.
Now, back to what we were saying earlier. Now, say that Drake only stuck to rap. He would have cheated his fans because when he do that singing stuff, people like, you really like it. But what if he was too scared to try that? You see what I'm saying? Then we would have never. He probably wouldn't be as big as he is now.
He wouldn't.
Nah.
That's what I'm
Facts.
saying. Like, if an artist limits themselves to just one thing, that's not a true artist. So I feel like Drake. I used to not like Drake because I was like, I hate that singing shit. But then, as you get older, I still don't like the singing shit. But I respect him as an artist because this nigga has hits.
Yeah.
Hits on hits on hits. Like it's crazy.
A decade almost. A decade of being on the Billboard every year. Every year,
You gotta
multiple
respect
times.
that. Like if you don't
That's
respect
talent.
it, you pretty much a hater.
Just a
dude.
straight hater.
Exactly. And in his album Scorpion, I was just listening to it yesterday, and he was saying how they want to kill me, don't even know why. I'm pretty sure that is so factual because it's like, how do you want to take out the hottest dude? Like, he's the hottest.
That's
you
why.
taking
That's
him,
'cause
That's
Jay-
why.
but that's what I'm
He's
saying.
the best.
You taking him out though will probably it's gonna cause other things to alter and change in the music game. It's not gonna be the same. Like, it will cause fans to go crazy. So that's why he's like, he's basically saying I'm the best. Like, how you gonna just take me
So
out?
my thing is like when an artist like him says that they're the best, but then you got
He
somebody
doesn't really
like,
say it though. Like, he says it, but he says it
Yeah.
like.
but you got somebody like
smooth.
6ix9ine that clearly thinks that he's hotter than him.
Never.
Like that's the shit that's what I'm saying.
Dream.
Like these other radio hosts need to bring that up. Like, how can you say you better than this dude
Exactly.
or Jay-Z or you got? I mean, I feel like if you're a new artist, you should say I'm one of the hottest new artists.
Yeah.
Not the hottest artist. Like, you got to put some time in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You can be hot, and then there's legends. If you don't have a catalog, don't tell me that you're the best artist ever.
So would you all consider Drake to be a legend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and there's a
2
ton of
years
reasons
ago,
I
I
don't
wouldn't
like.
have said that. I'd have been like, hell nah.
You would? You really? 2 years
2
ago?
years ago, I wouldn't have said because I really couldn't stand that singing shit. But now I respect that he's smart enough to know what works and what doesn't work. So he knows that works for the females. Whatever the females like, the niggas like. So he gonna do that because dudes want to listen to what they chick gonna want to listen to. They gonna just ride around playing a bunch of kill, kill, bang, bang with they chick.
You know who I think wants to be a legend? I think Logic wants to be a legend. I think he really does
I don't
because
think it's gonna work, though.
I don't think so either because he's now trying to dip into other areas. You know how we're speaking about artists. He produced one of his own comedies called Everything Must Go, and I don't know. Like, I think that might be a good decision for him. I think that might be a better decision for him to go into comedy. Honestly,
let's do something. Let's do something that we've heard. You're the 22. What would you say your age bracket would be? Like 22 through 25 age bracket of the artists that you feel are hot. Now I want to hear from a teenager what they feel, which artists are hot, which 3 artists they feel are hot that they hear their friends say is hot. Come tell. We got my daughter. Tell me, all you gotta do is say the 3 artists that you hear your friends say that are the tight ones right now. That's all you gotta say into the mic. Girl, get over here. All the stuff I be buying, you better say.
Get over here, girl. So who's the hottest?
3 that you hear your friends talk about that are hottest in rap right now?
Travis Scott. It's a hard one, huh? I know.
We only need 2 more.
Just 2 more.
Just 2 more. Who else?
Drake and Triple X.
Okay. See?
Okay.
Yeah. I can see that.
I can see that too.
Yeah. And see, like, the younger kids are thinking Triple X is like Pop.
Which is insane.
Which
blows my
crazy.
mind.
And that
nigga.
just
Oh my
shows
God.
you that they don't really know the
Who Pac
history
is.
of Pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even comparable. I think as soon as they hear about somebody young getting killed in the rap game, they're like, oh, Pop. Nah. Not even close. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but they didn't live through like the era of the 90s, right? And what Pac spoke about and how that tied to the culture. You know? But for them, it's XXX, right? He spoke for the culture in their short time of being, here, and now he's dead. He's become like that, that legend to them almost.
You know what'll shut that conversation down?
A history class.
No, a rap history class.
Real talk.
So Triple X died, right? Yeah, everybody talked about it for a week, 2 weeks. How much are they talking about it now? Pac died in '96. Niggas is still talking about it, and it's 2018.
That stuff comes on the news still.
Every time it comes, Tupac would have been such and such age this year.
Yeah.
When
Hologram with Tupac appearing at
when it comes to
Coachella,
when it comes to Triple X, nobody's gonna be doing that shit 5 years from now. Not to knock him and say he wasn't a dope artist, because he obviously was.
Right.
But I feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's not comparable. You know what I'm saying? It'll never be comparable. Tupac's music actually hit you in the heart. Tupac had grown men crying when he died. You know what I'm saying? Triple X probably had a couple of these little emotional niggas crying. You know what I'm saying? He had like no thug niggas crying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no comparison. But like I said, I'm not trying to knock him or anything. But, it's no comparison.
It's
dude.
not.
He could be their Tupac, but he's not.
Our Tupac,
Our Tupac.
right?
The world's Tupac.
Right?
You know what I'm
Never
saying?
be the
Or
world's
Biggie. Not
Tupac.
even a Biggie, dude.
Nah.
You know, Biggie passed. That fucked people up, too. To this
Right.
day.
You know, actually, I was listening to Lauryn Hill's entire album of like the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Her only
And I
album.
was like, yo.
She get way too much credit.
Way.
But she has some, I was listening to her, I was like, she has bars, though.
Yeah.
She
She
has some
had bars.
No, that album is classic. That shit, it could be 20 years from now. People gonna love it. But the pedestal they put her on
It's
based
too
off
much.
that one album, that shit came out when I was in high school. You mean to tell me you couldn't come out with
Nothing else.
Since a nigga was in high school?
But tell me what other female who has come out who's just as like indie, like an R&B.
Alicia Keys?
Beyonce.
Nah, Beyonce's not indie.
No.
Her sister.
Salami? I mean Solange, my bad.
He said salami. Did you say salami?
Her last album got a Grammy and it was great.
Yeah, but niggas
Okay,
ain't gonna
that
be
was
she,
good,
She'll always
but-
be Beyonce's sister. They'll never look at her.
she's.
That's
Like-
so fucked up.
That's the
But
truth.
she knows the
fucked
truth.
up.
She knows it's true too.
She will get known for trying to bomb on Jay-Z in that elevator before her music for the rest of her
Facts.
life. And then the second
And
thing
that's
will
the
be
sad
your
part.
Beyonce
She had
sister,
hands though. Who
then
knew?
the music.
Who
Yeah,
knew?
Mayweather was ducked in like he came from Mayweather's boxing gym and shit.
Right? Hope got some nice little dips in there. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
dude, that shit crazy.
He moved well for a nigga that's like 6'5".
Nah, he my height. He's
Oh, for
6'2". Yeah.
Really, he looks so much taller
Nah,
in
he's
pictures
6'2".
and everything.
That's because he around all these chicks are super short. Like
I didn't
Beyonce's
even realize
short.
how old this dude was. I didn't even
Jay-Z?
know Jay-Z was around when like Biggie and
Yeah, Jay-Z been around
Hot.
from like Kumo D and
Yeah.
he didn't
Have you seen old pics of Hov?
Yeah.
When he had the grill in,
he was doing all that shit before these niggas. Doing
you would
that shit.
never look at him back
The
then and be
same.
like, he's about to marry Beyonce ever.
Yeah,
That nigga look rough.
I mean, it's all about the aura. Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? If he was just a regular nigga, she ain't fucking with that camel looking nigga. That's on the real. Dude.
What y'all think might be next though? You know, we had like all this substance. You know, we grew up with all this substances content. You know, I feel like music went from like a Motown feel to like, then it went to like, you know, R&B. And then R&B's always been around, but the way it changed, and then you got this hip hop, and then it's like, now there's no more R&B. Now it's just like mumble. What do you all think is next? What's next?
Listen to
booty shaking music.
Nah, listen to Oxnard by what's his name? Anderson .Paak. That's what's next.
You think so?
Dude, it is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Anderson .Paak is dope.
Yeah, but like it's hip hop and like jazz and R&B mixed. It's dope.
So yeah. So that wraps up the hot topics, and we'll be back listening to the Fixx on Dash Talk.
That's right.